What's up, guys? Welcome back. Welcome back. Texans fan and rehab here, man. Listen, the NFL just released the schedules for the season, man. The Texans have a full slate of games ahead of them, man. It's finally getting real out here, man. The excitement is starting to creep up on us, man. It's just like this time is just it's a good time right now. Good vibes, no negativity. There's nothing going on for us to even face. So hey, man, let's just break down this set of games that we got, man. Let's see what we're looking at, man. Start the season off, man. We got a road game against the Baltimore Ravens, man. And listen, on the road, brand new coach, brand new quarterback, new composure to the roster, all of this. And then you got the Ravens, they sitting there, they got the new money man out there, man. He's back with he's back in his mode, man. He's ready to take the team and do what he does with them, man. So listen, I look at this as our first L of the season. I mean, let's just be real. We're going to be trying to kick the tires on this thing and see what we can actually do before we actually figure out, what the team has in store. So, training wheels, period, man. It is what it is, man. But the Texans, I expect them to take an L on the first week of the season. It's okay. It's okay. We got a long season ahead of us, man. And so week 2, we got our first home game, man, against the Indianapolis Colts. Lord willing, I'm gonna be there at the game, man, so I can break the seal in this thing, man, with the new campaign. Of course, with the Colts, man, we get to see AR-15, man. We get to see him for the first time potentially. If he does get the start, I don't see why he wouldn't be able to get the start. I mean, they don't have that many quarterbacks that can, in my opinion, keep him from taking over the top rank. But be our first chance to see Anthony Richardson, man, in the fold and see what they can do. Of course, as Texans fan, we know exactly what the Colts have done to us over the years. We've also seen, we've known the legacy of what Peyton Manning has done for their franchise, especially here in Houston against us. We've also have to break the spell with T.Y. Hilton, man, with him owning the Texans here at home, man. I mean, the guy doesn't play, for all those years, the guy doesn't play very well at all, with other teams, and then he gets to, face us and he goes off, man. So thankfully, we don't have to worry about that right now, but we definitely have an opportunity to change the makeup and the fold of what the team can do, reputation-wise, and all of that stuff with the Colts. And so, if AR-15 is starting, I'm gonna say this like this: if AR-15 is starting, then I see that as a dub. Bank it. You know what I'm saying? So, week 3, we go to Jacksonville. Jacksonville is a team that's got a little bit of history for themselves. They've been at this for a while with the makeup of the team that they have right now. Trevor Lawrence is going to be out there doing his thing, of course. So being the fact that they are not only a division team, a division rival, but they are also well equipped for what they've been working on, putting this thing together for a while, I'm going to give the Texans an L on that one. So it's okay. It is what it is. Week 4, back at home, playing the Pittsburgh Steelers. Pittsburgh Steelers is a team that I got a much respect for, man. It's a team that held me over when I was still craving football when the Houston Oilers left and I couldn't rock with them, after they turned on the city. So I kind of just, followed along with the Steelers until the Texans came into the fold, man. So not that I'm a Steelers, fanboy or nothing like that, but much respect to the city, much respect to the team and the organization. But hey, we're talking football, we're talking the Texans now, man. So, week 4 here at home against the Steelers. The Steelers have some things to still figure out with what they got on their offense. Their defense is they do a solid job of defense, especially if T.J. Watt is healthy. So I'm on the fence with this one. So I'm gonna call this. If I got to be on the fence about it, I'm gonna call it a dub, man. And we have a long history with the Steelers, man. Of course, we had the game where we had absolutely no offense. No offense showed up with that game where we had David Carr back in the day, man, and yet the defense scored enough for us to get the win. Of course, that was in Pittsburgh, but we have enough history that we've stood up. We've stood up against the Steelers, man. So I feel like, this is a team compelled to do the same thing, man. And so I'm calling it a dub on the Steelers. Now, week 5, we are in Atlanta. And Atlanta Falcons, man, listen, they're going through some transition just like we're going through transition. They may be a year ahead of us on that. They're hoping that they can have Desmond Ridder up to speed so that he can take over the reins at quarterback. They don't exactly know whether or not they found their running back. That's still in flux. So, that's definitely they've made some transition in this offseason with some players that they've acquired and let go or whatever. But listen, man, if we are on the road in Atlanta, hopefully we are focused. Hopefully we're starting to pick up things. This is the first game in the second quarter of the season. So I'm going to call this one a dub. And yes, I'm ambitious. That has us right now at 3 wins, 2 losses. So I'm calling this one a dub. Call me optimistic, but it is what it is. That's who I am, man. So week 6, we're back at home facing the New Orleans Saints. And so listen, I can't tell you enough how tired I am of seeing Saints fans occupy every corner of Houston, every club, every social club and event, every bar, in the stands. They got their umbrellas, they're doing their dance, they got the whole thing, man. Listen, Houston fans, do not sell your tickets to that game to a New Orleans fan. No disrespect to New Orleans and their fans or whatever, but show up, man. Be proud, man. Houston Texans, definitely we got to come out, man, and support those guys, man. Don't let the stands be full of black and gold, man. I promise you, they're going to show up in big droves because it's the closest opponent that they have, especially for this season, man. I know plenty of people from New Orleans, of course, you do too. And so you know how obnoxious it's going to get, man. But just show up, man. Houston Texans fans, come on, just show up to the game, man. Show out, represent for the team. Don't let this be a Saints home game. But Saints, they're going through some transition. Same thing, man. They got Derek Carr. I think that Derek Carr is probably underrated for what he should be. Comparatively speaking, I think that people don't really give him the respect that he's due with his gameplay. But I definitely see Derek Carr managing this team and doing his thing well. So I'm gonna give them the win on this one. But I definitely want to see us have that 50-50 opportunity. And at some point, I may change my mind about this pick later on. We'll come back around to that. We'll see. Week 7, we got a bye week. Great week for us to have a bye. It's a nice little spot to take a breather after we got 6 games behind us. The coach can kind of coach him up. He can kind of dialogue to see or analyze to see where the team is, what things that he needs to bring to the table, what things that they can do differently. I saw a great interview earlier this morning where Coach and Nick Caserio were on Chris Long's show on his podcast. And so I'll put the link up there. But check it out, man. They talk about their breakdown of the schedule, what they see as good points in the schedule, opponents-wise, where they feel about what they get accomplished during the bye week and all of that stuff, man. So great interview. Check it out. Little bit, 30 minutes or so, but it's worth it. They're very entertaining, man. Good interview right there. So let's keep it going, man. Week 8 at Carolina. So this is our first chance to see number 1 pick and number 2 pick and number 3 pick against each other. Of course, I'm siding with my squad. Texans are definitely going to have to represent, but it's a road game. It's on the East Coast. Carolina has the ups on that. We are coming off of a bye, so we're going to be well rested. Hopefully we will be, well rehearsed, have a opportunity to look at our self-scout and look at what we've been putting out there on the field and maybe, add a couple wrinkles to the game plan, maybe some nuance to some things that might be able to help us overcome for the second half of the season. And I think that we should be able to throw out something that might, confuse Carolina or whatever. So I know this is long way away, but whatever, man. I'm doing this anyway. So week 8, I'm calling it a dub. We got Carolina, calling it a dub. Week 9, Tampa Bay again. Another team in influx, man. Listen, the Texans it's said that the Texans got the 3rd easiest schedule, and I have no doubt that that's the case. Listen, Carolina is going through their transition. Tampa Bay is going through their transition after they got rid of after Tom Brady retired. They got rid of Leonard Fournette. They got rid of a bunch of other cats that, this is their time to kind of start and reboot. And so with them going through that upheaval, they still got to figure out who they have at quarterback. Of course, they got Baker Mayfield there. And then they have another guy named Trash Can or Trash, whatever. We got some guys that they're gonna have to figure out what their game plan is and who they are and what the composure of their team is. So I think they're going through the same exact transition as what we're going through. And again, that makes it a 50-50 game. And if I gotta go 50-50, I'm calling it the dub. We getting the dub on that one, man. So week 10, this is a tough one, man. Week 10, we got the Cincinnati Bengals. So, and we're in Cincinnati at that. So, what can I say, man? Joe Burrow, man. I mean, these boys here, they're gonna be doing their thing, man. Excuse me, I got a phone call. Don't worry about that. But they're gonna be doing their thing, man, representing, and I think that's gonna be an L. I don't even have any other thing I can say about that, man. Those dudes, they're playing their ass off right now. So, week 11, Arizona Cardinals. Kyler Murray, will he be healthy? That's really what it comes down to, man. I mean, if Kyler's on the field, that's an L. If Kyler's not on the field, that's a dub. You know what I'm saying? Dub, let's do it. Back here at home, week 11, that's a dub. I know, man. I know. I'm throwing a whole lot of dubs around, but what you want me to do? Week 12, we got Jacksonville here at home again. I think I went dub on the first one. No, I went L on the first one. Jacksonville, give us a little time to try to figure some things out. Maybe they got some things figured out. I don't know if I want to give them back-to-back victories, but I think I might have to give them back-to-back victories. So Jacksonville, we give them the win on this one, man, and Texas take the L. Denver, week 13, here, get to see Russ, get to see Sierra, get to see Future Son. Maybe we should bring Future out to the game, man. Throw Russ off a little bit, man. But let's see. All things considered in this matchup, man, they got Sean Payton out there running the offense now for Denver. He's definitely well respected in what he brings to the table. He's not new to this. He's true to this, man. So, man, if Russ is last year's Russ, you can forget about it, man, because they can't get their heads out of their ass. But I don't think that that's going to be the case realistically. I don't think Russ is going to put together a campaign back-to-back years like that. So I'm going to go ahead and give the Denver Broncos the win on that one, reluctantly. Sorry. Week 14, we get to see Aaron Rodgers, man, and the former Green Bay Packers conglomerate of all the receivers that he ever had in Green Bay that came over with him, man. So Aaron Rodgers on the East Coast, I can't see us winning, to be honest with you, man. I mean, I would like to, but I don't think that we're ready. The old man still got something left in the tank, man. He's got something to prove. He's got the red ass on him. So I think that Aaron Rodgers is gonna pull out the victory there. Week 15. Now listen, this is something that has constantly, I can't say bothered me, but since the league has kind of changed up things, they're taking a little bit more active approach and putting more weight into the divisional matchups and the way that they do things. I've seen the league over the last several years take divisional matchups like the Colts and the Titans, especially the Titans, and put a lot more effort in putting those in towards the end of the year. That way, wherever we are scheduling wise, as far as our record, those games matter a lot more towards the end of the season. So last year, of course, we started out with the Colts. We ended with the Colts. I think we had the Titans almost within a couple of weeks of each other. Same things happening this time, basically. In week 15, we got Tennessee in Tennessee. Of course, coach over there likes to give us a kick in the ass every chance he gets. Last year in the game here in Houston, man, he pissed me off so bad, man. He ran Derrick Henry down our throats, man, and so much so that he literally had to start Willis at quarterback, and he only gave Willis the opportunity to throw the ball 6 times. Yeah. 6 times. 5 in the first half, 1 in the second half. How do I know? I had Willis on the fantasy football league, man. I didn't want to have to play him, but I had to play him that week, and so it sucked to have to sit there and watch my quarterback sit there and literally do this all game. And I mean, it pissed me off. And on top of that, the Texans lost. So that was probably the worst thing about it. So hopefully, I know D'Amico's got he's got pride about himself, and he's not ever gonna let another team come and run down his throat like that. Pause. He's not gonna let another team run down his throat like that, man. And he's gonna pride himself on his defense. Got the Bama boys like out there. He's definitely gonna stand up like a man and go ahead and kick that ass right back. So I fully expect that we are not gonna see the same thing that we saw last year. Now that said, this is our first opportunity to possibly see Will Levis. And so if Will Levis has his thing together, or Ryan Tannehill, maybe he's, shaking off the old rust and, back out there on the field if he's healthy. Either way, I really can't see those guys, articulating that offense and doing anything, man. I mean, this is a squad that had A.J. Brown and didn't know how to throw to him, man. Come on. They had Robert Woods and didn't know how to utilize him in space, man. Come on, man. Like, I don't see that happening. All they know how to do is run the damn ball, man. So if you can stop the run, we should be good. So I'm calling that a dub. Listen, man, they better not mess this up for me, because I'm going to go dub again when they come back around in week 17. Just wait. Week 16, we get to see the Cleveland Browns and Massage Man. Listen, I don't even want to disrespect my boy like that, man. Deshaun Watson came here, he played his ass off, and he just, had some off the field weirdo stuff or whatever, man. It ain't like he's the only guy in the league that's got some off the field weirdo stuff. It's just that some of this stuff came to light and it just came in an unfortunate type of way. The dude can quarterback, and he's got some good assets out there. He's definitely got a talented squad, man. And I know I don't really mention receivers a lot, but he definitely got some good receivers out there, man. So I'm calling it that the Cleveland Browns are going to get the dub on this one, man. Just, it is what it is. Week 17, Tennessee Titans, here we go again, man. You heard me say the whole breakdown a second ago, man. This time we're at home. It's the only difference. So I'm calling it a dub for the Texans, man. And then last but not least, man, week 18 to be determined. It's going to be against, I don't know why that just came on. Excuse me, fellas. Week 18, we're going to play the Indianapolis Colts. That's going to be in Indy. Again, we get to see AR-15. So once again, they're giving us an early game against the Colts, a late game against the Colts. So I'm going to split the difference, man. I think I gave the Texans a dub in the first. I think it was in week 2 I gave us a dub. So I'm going to give us the L at the end of the season. We might close it out the way that we don't want to, but overall, I think it's going to be a good situation for us set up. So let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I think I got us with like 7, 8 wins. I mean, that's not bad, right? Right? I don't know. I lost track, man, somewhere in this, but the fandom in me, man, this is early, man. This is early, so we get this straight. We'll look at the rosters again in more depth. The excitement, of course, is of the fact that it's so new, man. We're so fresh in the season, and we get an opportunity to finally look at the schedules. Hopefully, folks will start making their ticket arrangements and their flights and stuff in advance now that they got the release of the schedule, man. This is all just entertainment for me, man. I love it. But, the Texans definitely are on the field now. You're starting to see some of the rookies out there doing the thing. I saw a couple clips of C.J. Stroud out there doing some walkthroughs. Hopefully I can get some of those clips together, so for the next video you'll be able to see some of that stuff here, man. But definitely, man, if you could, give me a like, give me a subscribe, share the page, share the news, share the videos, all of that stuff, man. Basically just chop it up with me in the comment section, man. I love to chop it up with everybody that's going on through this, man. We all in the same spot with this, just kind of biding our time until the season comes around. I look forward to the opportunity to get out to a couple of games, hopefully meet some of you guys, man, chop it up with you. This stuff is fun, man. This stuff is fun. I love it. So till next time, man, Houston Texas fan and Rehab, I'm out.